What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Last Stop Sports Talk. Today is Sunday, May 25th of 2025, and here on this episode 84, we are going to be talking our top 10 NFL quarterbacks heading into the 2025 season. Now, let's start this off saying how we're basing these top 10. Kean, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, so this is not a picture of the entire career, because obviously if we're talking the entire career, guys like Aaron Rodgers would be in here, like top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL still today. We're talking about quarterbacks, how good are they right here, right now, going into next year? If you have this guy, random guy I'm going to throw out, you have Matt Stafford on your team, how good do you feel about it? Where do you think he ranks in the NFL as of right now? How good is he playing right now in the year 2025?
And not really worried about like future too much.
Right. We're going 1 year only. You got 1 year. You got 1 year to try to win the Super Bowl. Which quarterback do you want?
Build a team right now.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. So, without further ado, let's head right into it. Coming in at our number 10 spot is the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Jaylen Herz. He is ranked at our number 10.
I'll start here because I'm the guy kind of single-handedly dragging him down this far because this might be where we lose our credibility.
MVP.
Yeah, Super Bowl MVP. Yeah. We lose our credibility right here because of me because I've Jaylen Herz down at my quarterback 13 because it's because of his passing, man. It seems like every single year there's always talk coming out of Philadelphia that's like, is Jaylen Herz still the guy? Because does A.J. Brown even like him? Does Devontae Smith even like him? Mm-hmm. Dallas Goedert is like okay with him, I guess, usually. But like, there's always questions around Jaylen Herz every year, like mid-season. Now, I'll place a lot of that blame on Sirianni. He just creates a lot of drama in the locker room seemingly every year. And yes, they just won the Super Bowl. But like, you look up and down that roster, and you're like, okay, but how many quarterbacks could have won the Super Bowl with that Eagles team? Now, Jaylen Herz, of course, did make some plays. He makes some really good plays with his legs. Every once in a while, he hits a great deep bomb. He has a great deep ball. No lie. But there's always questions of Jaylen Herz. And I feel like with the top quarterbacks in the league, you don't have those mid-season fears and question marks that Jaylen Herz kind of brings about his arm. Like, can he really do it? He always keeps his mouth shut. He's never like, I can do it, man. He always just kind of sits in the background and just like the Jaylen Herz typical face. He like never shows emotion. He like doesn't care about what anybody says about him. That is very good for him. But everybody always has questions about him. So I don't know.
I guess I just think at this point, I know we aren't really looking at past or future or anything too much, but like right now, he's just like you said, he's cool, calm, collected all the time. He's got a good arm. He's a talented runner, and he can just get it done. He's not phased. I mean, I think he's just so consistent and so level-headed and everything, and he's clearly got enough talent. They've been to the Super Bowl how many times, but I just think that he's just able to get it done at this point. He's still got plenty of arm talent. There's no sign of his game going downhill, in my opinion. Not even really slowing down. He's still running it hard. He's still a very talented runner. Sure, he gets helped by his O-line. His O-line's the best in the league, but he's still diving in there to do it. He's not complaining. I mean, they aren't running the running back through the middle. They're like, yeah, let's just give it to Jaylen Herz. He's like, yep, all right, I'll just go right through the middle. So I like him. I had him personally at my 7.
Yeah, I feel like if your team almost makes the Super Bowl, 3 or 4 years in a row, it's almost it's borderline disrespectful to not have their quarterback in your top 10.
Oops.
Now, I understand he has a good team, but he still has to lead the team, and he's efficient when he has to be. And in the playoffs, he showed that when they sell out to stop the run, like really sell out, so there is that. He can deliver and run the offense and make accurate passes and protect the ball, not turn the ball over, move the chains with his legs when he has to. He's just not super flashy or pretty. His release is super slow, kind of ugly mechanics. He's not very twitchy or anything like that. He's just not exciting, really. But he got the job done this year, and 2 years ago he was a borderline, or was he the MVP of the league? Or
no, he was a fantasy MVP, but he didn't actually win an MVP.
Yeah, I think he was in the MVP running 2 years ago, because he does have talent and ability, but like Ian said, and like we've been saying, he's just not super he can't carry a team, and he's just kind of running the system right now because that's what his role is.
Yeah, and probably what drags him away from other people that are similar in the league, because there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league that are not flashy, not like super crazy, in-your-face talented, but like him compared to those other guys is he makes minimal dumb decisions like some of those guys do. He doesn't put his team in a bad spot very often. It's rare to see Jaylen Herz do something boneheaded. He's just a smart player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big reason why I had him at number 8.
Yep. He's reliable.
Yep.
Okay, number 9, LA Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford.
When it comes to Stafford, the question is, I don't know, I said last year, all throughout the year, I was like, man, old quarterbacks look old. Now, Matt Stafford did show some signs of age, no doubt, and that's why I feel like a few years ago, he definitely would have been closer to, if not in, our top 5. Now, his arm, though, you watch him, his arm is still there.
It's live.
It's still live, man. He makes some of the craziest throws that he will never, ever get credit for because a guy named Patrick Mahomes is in the league. But Matt Stafford, I think, still has it. Did it look kind of scary last year whenever he didn't have Puka Nacua? Yeah, it was a little bit darker, but, I mean, you got to think of who he's working with. I know that we can make all the excuses that we want. Like, if he's that great of a quarterback, maybe he should be great all the time, no matter who he has. But, like, at the same time, this guy is getting older, but he still has one of the best arms in the league, which I think is why he still made our top 10.
And one of the best brains.
Yeah,
He's
so smart.
Very experienced. He's always manipulating defenses with his eyes, no-look throws, crossbody. It's just very impressive what he can do. And like Kean said, without weapons, if you're going to be a quarterback that can make it work without any weapons, more than likely you're going to need to be able to play make and extend the play like Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, all these top guys that can extend the play. Matt Stafford is not that. He needs to sit in the pocket, be able to be a pocket passer strictly with weapons that can get open with timing, and he has to develop a repertoire.
Repertoire.
Is that good?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My vocab's here, actually.
Yeah,
Develop a repertoire with them, like having coffee with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. So when these backup guys come in, their timing is in sync. He hasn't worked with them all. So he's obviously not going to be as good. He can't create, like I've said. So I think with a team that he's worked with all offseason without any injuries, then he is still one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
He was still top 10 in the league last year in big-time throws with 26.
Makes sense.
I think I would love to. Well, I'd be super confused as hell listening to him and Sean McVay talk about football because their IQs combined have got to be like crazy. Like football IQs, those guys know the game.
Yeah.
And everybody's always impressed with these catches that Puka Nacua is making because it's like, the defender's draped all over and everything, but the throw is just as impressive because Matthew Stafford puts the ball where only Puka Nacua can have a chance at it, which is usually a very small window, and then Puka makes that catch with his strong hands, but Matthew Stafford puts it right where it needs to be every time.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. I personally just had him a little bit lower only because he doesn't have that like exciting playmaking ability that I have some of the guys ahead of him that we will get to. But yeah, Matthew Stafford's still incredibly talented. Everything you guys said. Live arm, smart. Smart.
All the injuries he's gone through in his
so
career.
Tough. Yeah, he's incredibly tough.
Oh yeah, he plays through everything. This guy could have like concussions broken neck, and he's just give him a neck brace and he'll be out there. Cowboy collar him up.
Oh man, yeah, he's awesome. Moving to our number 8 quarterback, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield.
What a rise, my guy. I admittedly was making fun of Jared last year whenever we did these because he had Baker Mayfield, I think, at number 9.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you crazy? Because Jared's just kind of a Baker fan. And after watching the season, how can you not be a Baker fan, man? This guy, does he always make the best decisions? Absolutely not. He still has some boneheaded, like very impulsive, like this is exciting, I'm going to try this, and it doesn't always work out. But there are times, whenever the game is on the line, what I saw this season that really, really impressed me, it really got me excited for Baker Mayfield's future, is how he would run the ball, put his body on the line, lower his shoulder into somebody, and then he's not afraid to make that ballsy throw. As I said, not always the best throw, but as far as like some of the best quarterbacks in the league, they put the trust in their great receivers. He had Mike Evans. Chris Godwin went down early, but still put on a show, took the Bucs to the playoff, and everybody thought that they were a sleeper team that was going to make some noise. And that was a big reason to that was Bucky Irving, but we'll get to him later. But Baker Mayfield was a big, big reason in that. Probably his best season in the NFL by far.
Oh, man, he impressed me so much this season. I just fell in love with him even more because he's always been clutch. He's always been one to put the team on his back and try to win the game, but he just leveled up this year and even last year too. It's just so impressive to watch him throw the ball now. He throws a pretty ball. It's sure it may look out of control sometimes, but he's actually a very good thrower. And I mean, obviously that's his strongest trait. And yeah, like Kean said, running the ball like he has been, it's just he impresses me so much. And that's a guy that you look at and you're like, yep, I want that guy as my franchise quarterback. He's gonna do what it takes whenever. Like he'll throw it, he'll pass it, he'll run it, he'll run people over. He does not care. That's a guy that you want to get behind and put the franchise behind. And yeah, I'm just super impressed with how Baker's come up these past few years.
Yeah, you guys said it well. Second in the league in touchdowns last season, right behind Lamar Jackson. Second in yards per attempt, once again right behind Lamar Jackson. But I didn't have him as high as our consensus because he was also first in our top 10 with 16 interceptions. Like you guys said, he's always just going for the big play, trying something crazy, and sometimes burns him with those 16 interceptions. But overall, I like his tenacity. Is that another one?
That's a good word.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, you're on it.
Like his tenacity, his grit, his heart, his passion. Like Ian said, it's not impossible not to love this guy. I just don't like how turnover worthy he is, and that scares me when it comes to big games.
Yep, makes sense. Number 7, Houston Texans quarterback C.J. Strad.
After this past season, you might be like, oh, didn't he go through like a little bit of a sophomore slump? I tell you what, this past season impressed me more than his rookie season.
Yeah.
When you look at what he had to deal with along that offensive line, or lack of what he had to work with along that offensive line, what he was able to do to still move this offense, still get them to the playoffs, still win not the best division, but still win the division, win a playoff game, and keep it going. I was just super impressed with C.J. Stroud, and like I know that we have to kind of discount sometimes what these Shanahan quarterbacks do, but C.J. Stroud, out of all the Shanahan quarterbacks, I think he's the most accurate and just kind of way beyond his years.
Yeah.
He's like 22, 23 years old, and he plays like an NFL vet. Yeah. Pressure coming in his face, coming.
Whoa.
He always stands in there, delivers good passes. That's what really impresses me about C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, the only reason a lot of people look at him way worse this year is because he had that incredible, like, unheard of first, like, rookie season. Like, of course, Jaden Daniels came along and had another great rookie season. But before that, rookies do not have the season that C.J. Stroud had. It was magic down in Houston to make that work. So, yeah, he's still with, like, he had, like, a record amount of pressures or something like that this past year. So it looked worse than it could be. But C.J. Stroud's another one of those guys that's cool, calm, collected, level-headed, will do what it takes to get the job done, and is just an incredibly smart player. And, yeah, has a great arm. He's very accurate. I agree with Keeney. I think he's the most accurate, like, Shanahan-style quarterback that's out there, Shanahan system quarterback. I love the way he plays. I've loved him coming out of college. I love his mentality the most. Cool, calm, collected, and willing to do what it takes to get the job done.
Yeah, you guys said it. He lost his O-line this year, and his production dipped because of it. But I think his rookie season was a real reflection of what he can do given a line and given time to throw. So I think that with Houston really focusing on their line this offseason, I think he's going to be back to his current form. He's going to show what he can really do it once again. Last season, it's hard to blame everything on the line, but it all starts with the line. 13 interceptions was pretty high. Only 21 touchdowns. And
injuries, too.
Yeah, injuries as well. But I'm excited to see what he can do this year because I do think he does still have the talent, the poise, the IQ to do it all and do it well.
Yep. Our number 6 quarterback is the LA Chargers quarterback, Justin Herbert.
These top 6 quarterbacks, at least to all of us, they feel pretty chalk, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like for the most part, most people who are ranking quarterbacks, the group is going to be maybe a little bit different order of names, but I feel like you're going to have these top 6 guys, and it starts with Herbo. And I think that this past year, again, the production wasn't really there, but brought in finally, he probably has a good coach with him, and Jim Harbaugh. And yeah, they wanted to run the ball, but this really opened things up for Justin Herbert, and he he took advantage of every single opportunity that he did. He had 33 big-time throws, only 16 turnover-worthy plays. We finally saw Justin Herbert pushing the ball down the field and not being conservative. It looks like he finally took a step forward after his rookie year, because seemingly since his rookie year, that was great. But then he just he stayed flatlined. Mm-hmm. And this past year, I feel like he really took a step forward and is just kind of finally growing into an offense. And that's kind of all you can really ask, because Justin Herbert didn't come in as a complete prospect. He wasn't the best quarterback at Oregon. I'll know. I watched him for multiple years. But I think that he is finally, as I said, taking a step forward and getting better in the NFL, and he's definitely deserving of top 6 in the league.
Yeah.
Another guy that I love because of his efficiency, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Now, he was in a run-first offense, but he did run the offense well. He was efficient. He did his job. He made weapons out of seemingly nobodies. He made Quentin Johnson relevant. He made Will Dissly, Stone Smart, Hayden Hurst. He made Ladd McConkey a star in his rookie year. And Justin Herbert, in his rookie year, I think, showed that he can be the gunslinger given the opportunity. But right now, he's just running the offense well, and he has all the tools to do it. He has the big build. He's got the IQ, the talent. And I think that him and Jim Harbaugh have a very bright future together.
Yeah, I like Herbert. I had him lower than you guys, but I agree with most everything you said. He's smart. He's got the talent. He's shown it before. To me, he just doesn't have that. He can be a playmaker, but he's not as much as some of the other guys. But he's got the ability to do it. I just wish I'd seen it more since then. I think he's a little not as...
He's kind of gun-shy sometimes.
Yeah, and not as system or coach-proof, if that makes sense. But I still love the guy. He's still my number 10, personally, if I'd take him right now.
Kind of looks like he's in pain when he runs.
A little bit. It's a little uncomfortable.
Kind of reminds me of like a young Big Ben. It's like he can run, but it looks like it hurts.
Yeah, really taxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Herbo a lot out there in LA. Moving into our top 5, starting us off here at number 5 is the Washington Commanders quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
It's a shame that he's only at number 5, but me myself, I can only put him at number 4, mostly because of 2 reasons. Number 1 being he is a rookie, and I have to see it again because this is about. You can have as good of a rookie season as you want. I can still only rank you as high as 4, even if I do have a huge crush on you back there behind me. But, yeah, he needs to do it again. Sophomore slumps, I do believe in, because the NFL begins to figure you out. All your new tricks are now out into the film-watching world.
Yep.
And also he had 10 interceptions last season, which is a bit high for me because I'm a true believer in protect the ball because – that's going to help out your defense. And when you don't have a whole lot of a defense like Jaden Daniels didn't, you need to give them as much help as you can. Now, they only punted the ball not very many times. It was like a record low for punts, which was great for the defense because they were constantly getting down the field, field goal, kickoff. Mm-hmm. But turning the ball over 10 times with interceptions is – I'd like it to be closer to 6 or 5 like some of these other top guys are. And I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Hopefully he can repeat it. I do think given 1 or 2 more years under his belt, he is going to be top 1 or 2 because he can do things. There's nothing he can't do. There's nothing the top guys can do that he can't do. And I think it might be vice versa. Jaden Daniels showed that he can play with rhythm and timing. Got the ball out one of the quickest in the league. He can run. He can throw a beautiful, beautiful deep ball. He can throw the ball across the middle, outside, do whatever it takes. He can make Zach Ertz good again. He can make Olamide Zaccheaus, No One Brown.
Yeah.
He can bring back Jamison Crowder from the grave.
Yeah.
And now he's actually getting some weapons with Debo, and Terry's coming back. And I'm just so excited to see what he can do. Put Benson out on the field, too, please.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, props to Carson for spotting this guy. I mean, we all love this guy coming out. But, so we were all kind of invested in Jaden Daniels, and boy, he paid off more than we thought he would. Yeah, he's just incredibly impressive. Like Carson said, he can do everything. He can run, pass. He's obviously very smart, and because they aren't running with Cliff Kingsbury there, it's not like they run basic offenses. They run complicated offenses, and then to do what he did, like Carson said, with the talent that they had there at the time, it's just super impressive, and this another dude that's just cool, calm, collected, level-headed. You can tell he just processes really quickly, can see the field, and does not hesitate to put that ball on a rope. And for a rookie to do that, incredible. And then, yeah, we'll have to see it again, but, man, he's just incredibly impressive.
We've seen some great rookie quarterbacks over the past few years. Started out with Herbert. Was like, wow, didn't know a rookie quarterback could come in and be that great right off the bat. Then C.J. Strad, year before Jaden Daniels, was like, wow, C.J. Strad was even better than Herbert. And then C.J. Strad didn't have much time in the spotlight because then in comes Jaden Daniels, who topped him even. People are saying it's like best rookie quarterback experience of all time. And, I mean, how can you argue with that? Because, yeah, Carson was mentioning all those guys that he made great. The running backs weren't anything spectacular either. The defense wasn't great. It's not like he had two voices in his ear. He had Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn as a defensive head coach. So, yeah, it was him and Kingsbury just cooking it up. The offensive line wasn't spectacular either, but I love how he is set up for the future, and I think that he has all the talent in the world, just like Carson said, and he is going to take off this season. They brought in Laramie Tunsil, big addition to the offensive line.
Oh, yeah, protect that blind side.
Yeah, protect that blind side. Drafted Josh Connerly, brought in Nate Herbig from Pittsburgh. Not huge moves by any means, but again, Deebo Samuel on the defensive side. They got Trey Amos, Jonathan Jones, Dietrich Wise, Javon Kinlaw. It's one of those things where everybody's believing in this guy, and they're trying to make a run at Super Bowl in this winning window that they have, and Jaden Daniels he's truly the guy to do it.
Yep. Moving into our number 4 consensus quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback.
Go ahead, Carson. Start with these top 5 guys.
So I had Patrick Mahomes the lowest at 5, and it does pain me because of all the success that he's had. But at this point in his career, he's shown a slight decline, whether that be because of the talent around him. Maybe Travis Kelce is now aging as well, so he's losing his best friend, his top target, that is. But if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl this year, Patrick Mahomes is only the 5th guy that I'm picking. I really got to watch what I say here.
All the haters are going to be coming out.
I still think he's great. And I think that given a system that he knows and guys that he can rely on, kind of like Matthew Stafford, he can be amazing, but I just don't think he has the upside that all these other the top 4 guys I put ahead of him have, like Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. Think that they all have a do-it-myself factor that Patrick Mahomes is losing in his old age as he becomes less mobile. He starts going through ankle injuries. He starts being less willing to lower his head and take hits, Josh Allen-like. And I think that his arm is still amazing, but he always relied on his playmaking, and all these NFL guys say that only like 30% of plays or whatever go as they expect, and holy cow. The other 70% is playmaking. That's why Patrick Mahomes is the best, but I think that now these other young guys are starting to get more experienced, but they still have their playmaking, so they have the IQ and experience along with their physical abilities. I think they get put above Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes didn't do it last year, and the year before that he had an amazing defense. He's always had a great line. And then last season also, his production really wasn't amazing either. 13 interceptions. Again, I said that I'm a huge advocate for protecting the ball, and he was turning the ball over too much. He didn't look like his previous self, and I think that his time on the throne may be coming to an end.
Yeah, which is, I guess, why we have him at 4, which, like, it still feels disrespectful to say because this dude's obviously incredibly smart. He has the history to back it up. He can extend the play like still like he used to, maybe not as quickly, but he can still do it. But I think that's what drags him down is he doesn't have the physical attributes at this point in his career. Yeah, if we want to go win right now, I think that's the only thing dragging him down is probably his physical attributes compared to the guys above him because he's still got the arm. He's still obviously very smart and has seen everything at this point. So there's nothing that he's going to see that's going to phase him or anything like that. He's going to know where to put the football. It's just doing it accurately and consistently, I guess, at this point in his career. But, Yeah, so I think it's fair to have him at 4 if you want to win this year.
Yeah, I had him up at 2, the highest of us. More out of respect, not really that I wanted to, because if you have been watching Patrick Mahomes this year, I know we're going to flame in the comments for just having him this low at all. Like, you guys don't know anything about football. This guy's been in the Super Bowl for, 7 years in a row or something crazy. I don't know. But, like, you think about who Patrick Mahomes has in his ear to help him kind of learn along this journey, help him create these special plays that make the Chiefs the Chiefs. He's got Andy Reid. You think about Lamar Jackson. Like, John Harbaugh is not known as some scheme wizard. Like, I'm going to help you. Josh Allen seemingly has a new offensive coordinator like every year. Jaden Daniels has Cliff Kingsbury, yes, no doubt. But Patrick Mahomes, I still think he's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league, and that's why I have him up there, because he's annoyingly bending the rules, pulling out these close like penalty calls that shouldn't always be penalties. But he is very smart. But you have to admit that last year, if you were truly watching Patrick Mahomes and not putting him up on a pedestal, you have to at least be somewhat scared of the things that you saw. Like the black magic stuff, like, yeah, you can buy into that or not buy into that, but there were some games that they just flat out shouldn't have won. They weren't the better team that day.
Time after time. It was
time after time.
Half inch because Isaiah Likely's big toe was on the line. Broncos kicker, doinks a game-winning field goal from 30-something yards. It was something after something. Or Kyle Pitts not getting the pass interference call.
Yeah.
It was always something little. It was 7 games or something, because I saw it. It was the Chiefs are a half inch, a kicker doing his job, even half decent, blah, 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 this and that, from being 10-8 or whatever it was.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where before last year, I would say that Patrick Mahomes would have gotten the benefit of the doubt. No, he just outplayed them. But last year, people started to see, and that's why these memes all started coming out. It's Patrick Mahomes isn't God. It's this guy isn't immune to all this stuff. He didn't have the game-winning drive that really put them over the top. It's he didn't have the ball last, and the other team just screwed up. Not him that helped them screw up. He's still great. No lie.
Yep.
No doubt about it. But is he number 1? We don't think so.
And going back to me saying he doesn't have those special characteristics. I think at this point in his career, Patrick Mahomes is just, he has all around everything good, but he doesn't have something great that these other guys have. Jaden Daniels, well, he still needs more time, but I think he has everything. Joe Burrow has that incredible arm and mind. Josh Allen is a runner and a playmaker. Lamar Jackson has his legs. But Patrick Mahomes is just he's a good playmaker, good passer, good enough runner. He doesn't have something to really put him over the top.
I still think he's probably one of the smartest in the league.
Yeah.
If you're talking football smarts, he'd probably be 1. Maybe 2, depending. Matthew Stafford make a fight for it. But I don't know. It's so much again, we're talking about these rankings as who we'd take this year, right now, to make a run to the Super Bowl playoffs. We're not talking greatest of all time. We're not talking anything else like that, or predicting the future, or greatest career up to this point, or whatever. This is if we want, because then we'd obviously be different. But yeah, there's a lot of, we could debate Patrick Mahomes all day, as everyone likes to do. I mean, football TV, but all those shows.
It's one of those things. One last thing I'll say. When Patrick Mahomes came into the league, he was known as the flashy guy. This guy makes stupid, crazy plays where everything just works for him. Well, now everybody coming into the league now, kind of everybody wants to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody models their game after Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's trying these crazy plays. Everybody's trying the weird, underhand flips.
Shovels,
everybody is kind of realizing that they can do what Patrick Mahomes can do. So
it's just they didn't have the balls to try it, or the Andy Reid telling them hey, feel free to do whatever you want, try these crazy plays in practice, and if it works, and let's implement it.
Yeah, so now he doesn't look all that special anymore, is what we're saying.
Yep. All right, let's move into our number 3 quarterback, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback.
This guy, I feel so sorry for him. Time after time, he does all he can do, seemingly scoring 40 points, 50 points, whatever it may be, just for his defense to give up 41, 51. And it's really unfortunate because he had an incredible season this year, led the league in passing yards, second in touchdowns, first in pass touchdowns, only 9 interceptions when he throws the ball 725 times. Now, you do have to discount that a little bit because they are always playing from behind, so he has to always throw the ball. But Chase Brown's still an efficient runner, and they have everything they need to do offensively. Doesn't have a great O-line. He makes it work. He has great weapons around him, but just get this guy a defense, and I think that he can go the distance like he almost did that one year, except for the Chiefs Black Magic once again. But if you put him on a team, I try to compare him to these other guys. Like if you put him on a team like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or any of these other guys, really, any team except the Bengals. Well, not that, but any top 20 team, I think he can get them to at least. Not the Super Bowl, but he can get him to a conference championship.
Yeah, I agree. This is, to me, we're entering into the group, the tier group that still has the physical attributes to get the job done, and Joe Burrow's obviously proven to be so tough, so smart. He has all the talent you could ever want. He's just plagued by a rough team around him or defense around him, but yeah, I love the way this dude plays. Love his attitude. He's still got everything you would want in a quarterback. I don't think he's shown really many signs of aging if you think about it. Sure, he's had injuries. That's a big negative. But other than that, this is a guy you can plant your flag in and just put the team on his back, as he's had to do over the years. But yeah, he's still obviously an incredible player, and I love the way he plays and his attitude mainly.
I think this guy's truly system proof. Lost his offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, quarterback, whatever it was.
Yeah,
and he had
Callahan did.
Yeah, and he had one of his best seasons yet. And we all got the pleasure of watching this guy live. And I can tell you, he's even more incredible watching him live. He makes pinpoint throws. He's making no look throws you can't even see on TV. He's reading the defense and getting the ball out just before T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbert gets there.
Yep.
He's incredible.
He stands in there.
Yeah, going up against the Steelers defense, he made us look like we were Swiss cheese. When we have one of the top defenses in the league. It was incredible to watch.
You forget how big this guy is.
Yeah.
He's
he's big too.
It's one of everybody kind of has their guy that they will always stick their neck out for. Joe Burrow is that guy for me. I will always he's always going to have that kind of well, look at his record. He's basically the Matt Stafford of today. It's this guy seemingly always has a bad team around him. It's if he was really that great of a quarterback, why isn't he taking his team all the way? Well, and man, just watch Joe Burrow play football. He's different. He's smart. He sees everything. And then he's able to make the passes to everyone, everywhere. And yeah, does he have any super special traits? No, not necessarily. But he just has this, you can't really describe it. He's just a great football player. And as far as making every single throw in the book, he can do that. Like Carson said, Zach Taylor isn't known to be some kind of special offensive mind. He's been criticized seemingly ever since he's been the Bengals head coach. And again, Burrow has never had an offensive line. They're always talking about how Burrow is getting schmacked every single year. And the argument against Joe Burrow, basically the only one that you can make against Joe Burrow is availability is the best ability. But you saw last year, Joe Burrow was out there for almost every single game, he was out there for every single game. He played all 17 games last year. You can see that if this guy is out there and playing, he is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Definitely top 3. I don't know how you can argue him out. Well, maybe you can argue him outside of top 3, depending on how you feel about Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. But Joe Burrow is amazing, and he will continue to be amazing in my mind no matter what his team record is, because he does everything that he possibly can to get this offense cooking, and it usually does.
Definitely. Moving into our consensus number 2 quarterback, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson.
I had Lamar as my number 1 overall quarterback in the NFL.
Ooh, baby.
If I'm going for a Super Bowl, he's the guy that I'm taking. Now, the reason that I bumped him up to number 1 from last year is because he's really developed into a great passer. And how far he's come is incredible, because coming into the NFL out of Louisville, he was pretty much just a runner they would throw it sometimes. And now he's really developed his arm. He makes smart decisions in the passing game. Only 5 interceptions on the year, which is insane. And I think 4 of those were terrible, whether they went right off the receiver's hands or something crazy. But he protects the ball, which I absolutely love. He can move the chains with his legs. And then now he can pass it greatly with these top guys. like that throw to Isaiah Likely we were just talking about in the back of the end zone for the game winner. That was exactly where the ball had to be.
In a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's another guy that doesn't have great weapons around him. He has Zay Flowers, the ghost of Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and then pretty much nobody. And he makes Rashad Bateman, okay.
Yeah.
And he makes them work time and time again. Now I did have Derrick Henry, but maybe that did help him develop his passing game because they were stacking the box. But still, I love what this guy can do. I think that in the regular season, he's always going to make it work. Just it felt wrong to put him 1 because of how he cannot make it happen in the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
But I think with experience and poise, and now he can rely on his passing game as well, I think he will do it sometime very soon.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me, I agree with everything you said. The biggest thing for me, though, putting him up to 2 is, the way his passing game has developed over the years. It's so impressive to see. And, that's all we talked about for years when this guy came into the league is, boy, if this guy was just a better passer. Well, he is now a better passer, and he's now one of the best, if not the best, quarterback in the league overall. And, another guy, he's not losing speed. He's not losing arm strength. He's still one of the fastest dudes in the league. He may not seem like it because it's overshadowed by his physical talent, but he's so smart. Like, he's such a smart player. He can see and decipher everything. It's rare, but if you can hear this guy, like, find interviews or whatever, find him talking about football, you immediately know, like, yep, this dude knows everything. He knows all about defenses and just a true franchise quarterback with endless physical talent to go with it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that whenever this guy came into the league, he didn't run the 40 at the combine because he didn't want NFL teams thinking he's a wide receiver or running back.
You're right.
He just, I don't want to run the 40-yard dash because then you guys are going to kind of label me as that. And luckily, he did not, and it turned out like this for him. 2-time MVP. Honestly, could have very well, you could make a very, very compelling argument that he should have won it again this year because he is just so great year after year. And his arm really has developed, like you guys said. You bring him a new offensive coordinator, it turns out, wait a minute, this guy can really pass. Like, why was Greg Roman not doing this with him many, many years ago? And I don't really have anything else to say about Lamar. I mean, you watch him play football, he can do it. He can do everything, and it doesn't really need explaining. It's just like this guy is dominant, and defenses are scared of him. So that's for good reason. Yeah.
All right, our number 1 consensus ranked quarterback. If we want to go in right now, we're taking Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen.
This is another guy that's taken a huge leap from last year. The previous 3 years, 15, 14, 18 interceptions. This year dropped it all the way down to 6.
Yeah.
Now, he did lose about 80 completions and 600 passing yards with that. Still kept the passing touchdowns right around the same from last year. But I've been preaching it all episode. I'll preach again. Efficiency and protecting the ball. This guy did that this year with hardly any weapons, and he's probably going to have to do it again next year because they brought in guys like
Josh Palmer.
Yeah, that's his name. And I think that he can make any offense work. James Cook did help him out a lot this year, which was nice to see. But I don't think Greg McDermott's any offensive. Yeah, who's Greg McDermott? Pacers head coach.
No, I think that was Nate. I think that's Nate.
Oh, anyways,
Doug McDermott. Oh, wait. Greg McDermott. No, he was he's Dougie McBucket's dad from Creighton. Dougie McDermott played at Creighton, went on that crazy run.
Okay. What a pull.
Greg McDermott.
Anyways, Sean McDermott is no offensive mastermind, and Josh Allen, the announcers are always talking about, as soon as you're inside the red zone, you need to be watching for his legs right away because they're running quarterback draws. They're running all these things. Just get the ball in his hands and let him go to work, whether it's running through somebody, passing the ball, whatever it is, he can make it happen, and I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, he's been to the Super Bowl. He beat the Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes scored in 13 seconds or whatever it was. There's nothing he could have done. He did all he could do. Any defense that has half ability, half brain cell, whatever you want to say, could have prevented them from scoring in that situation. But it is what it is, and he really just puts his heart out on the line kind of like Baker Mayfield, but with more talent.
And
Way
more body.
Yeah.
Yes.
More everything.
Yeah. Now that Josh Allen has shown this past year that he can keep his interceptions under control, I freaking love Josh Allen. He is the dude. He can do it all. I've heard people call him it, and I agree with it. He's the prototype. He's big. He's strong. He's smart. He's fast. He'll run people over. He'll put the team on his back without even question. And he won't complain about anything. He probably wants to run. I think he wants to run people over and lower his head. And his arm talent is undeniable. Obviously, it's massive. He can throw the ball probably 75 yards if he wants to. He's now proven over the years he can do it all. I think he's system proof. He's coach proof. He's whatever. He's the prototype, and he's shown no sign of slowing down at all. And I only expect his game to get better. But yeah, I think he's just overall, he's about as perfect of a quarterback as you can get in today's modern NFL.
Yeah, whenever a team drafts a project quarterback, every GM and head coach is having wet dreams thinking about how Josh Allen went out and did this thing. He was terrible the first 1 or 2 years coming into the league. He could always run, always has had at least 550 yards every single season with a bunch of crazy, angry runs in there that have head coaches cringing because he might break his body, but it's okay. He's 240 pounds and 6'5", and he never slows down. It's crazy. You know exactly what's going to be coming to end of the game. You got a 3rd and 2. You know that Josh Allen, he might drop back, do a little quarterback draw. He might jam it forward. You know that he's running the ball.
Yep.
And you can have every lane covered, but your linebacker is not as strong as our quarterback, which is a crazy thing to say. And then Josh Allen's arm, as you guys have said, it's developed and it's accurate now. It's not just a throw it up there and hope my wide receiver comes down with it. He is everything that you want in a quarterback, and he's finally figuring it out between the ears too. He's gotten smarter. Him and that Chiefs-Bills rivalry is real, and it is every single game is close, and it's a shootout. It is offense on offense, and he hangs in there with Patrick Mahomes, and I think the series is probably about split. But of course, Patrick Mahomes always wins in the playoffs. But anyways, I think Josh Allen, if the Bills are going to make it to the Super Bowl this year, I think is their year.
Yep.
Because his fiance just went out there on television in the movies and made love to Michael B. Jordan.
You're right.
Josh Allen's pissed off.
You're right.
He's got to show that he's got a bigger dick on the field, biggest dick, and he's gonna win. He's gonna win the Super Bowl this year. That's my true belief.
Is he
fully narrative based?
Is he engaged to some actor or something?
Haley Steinfeld.
Actress Haley Steinfeld.
She was just in that new movie Sinners, and
I don't
apparently,
even know what you're talking about.
yeah.
I don't either.
Apparently there was I don't know if this is true or not, but there were rumors that obviously actors fake sex scenes all the time. Well, apparently there's rumors out there that this sex scene was real with Michael B. Jordan. And Josh Allen said that he was there were questions about if he was even going to go watch the movie. I guess he was. And there's all these jokes about it, about how Sauce Gardner said out of respect for Josh, I'm not going to go watch that movie. And I've seen
awesome.
on the chart, somebody's schedule release, there was a little clip of Sauce Gardner waiting outside the movie theater for Josh Allen to come walking out, and they start walking together. But yeah, Josh Allen, he has all the tools. He seemingly has ever since he developed, and he is the number one quarterback in my eyes and Cody's eyes, and Carson has him right up there too. But he's great.
Real guy too, very real.
Yeah.
Country guy, likes to farm, wants to buy some farmland, likes to zen, likes to golf.
Yep.
He's not caught up in the celebrity lifestyle like these other guys. He's still real, very very relatable, and he's the people's quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went to college in Wyoming. I couldn't name a town in Wyoming.
I couldn't name another guy that came out of Wyoming and had success.
No. Yeah, dude's awesome. So
Cheyenne.
Oh,
there you go. That's a good one.
okay. Yeah. Is that the capital? Probably not.
Probably not.
Doubt it.
I think.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. All right, that wraps it up. Our top 10 NFL quarterbacks heading into this year 2025 season. Who we take right now to go out and win a Super Bowl. So, we appreciate you guys watching. We got more of these episodes to do, obviously. We're going to do all the offensive positions, or big positions, and head coaches, too, added in there. So, stay tuned for those. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next episode.